to talk to you right now? Is that big face being me? He's just sleeping. Just leave him alone. That's a big face of Benny. That's a sleepy guy. He said, Mama, I'm not in the mood, Mom. Not in the mood. Ugh. Ugh. Hello. Trying to get comfy on the air mattress. I just blew it up this time, so I'm not. Hopefully, I won't roll off the edge of it. It's got a little leak in it. Anyway, we had a good day. We got all the Christmas lights on. We just like always. I grew up and they had a toy called Light Bright, and I used to peek inside the Light Bright and always want to go inside. Imagine what it'd be like to live inside the Light Bright. Now I don't have to imagine anymore because we do it. So we got these lights up. We got the tree up. I just called the talk Big Face Benny because I hate freaking. I get tired of naming these because I got over 1,400 now, so kind of I'm up with names with talks. Benny's a good boy. He had a good day. See, that's him right there. Big Face Benny. Bad Rap Benny Marge. So we got a couple things in the background that we've had in different places. When I was in Oregon, we got the picture of me. So when I need to do my inner child work, got the younger version of myself right there. We got the right there in between my fingers. We got the dictionary from Grandma Gardner. That's pretty significant. Anyone that went to she was the first grade grandma for Mrs. Brown's class. I think. Or not Mrs. Brown. Mrs. Brown was third grade. Mrs. Pollock. Mrs. Davis. Mrs. Davis's first grade class. At Project City School, she was the grandma. She was the one that went to, so if you were in Mrs. Davis class or had a kid in that for 30 whatever years, however long she did it, I ended up with her really cool dictionary because Mom ended up being neighbors with her and becoming friends with her. Same with this woman that made the quilt. I think I made the bed last night, so I put the quilt on Mom's bed. It's from Opal Fox. Opal Fox was the first female to work at the crew at the Shasta Dam. That's it's like when you're a strong female type character, for whatever reason, God brings and puts other strong female types into your radar, into your in your environment, so we can look at them and go, man, if they could do that, I could do that. Think about what I could do too. And too many people just did what they're told. They're just doing what they're told. It's really weird because people mostly don't hurt people. They don't want to take advantage of people and harm people. They know that bad stuff happens when you do bad things. I mean, everybody pretty much knows that. It's physics. It's universal law. What you put out comes back to you, and yeah, there's people that like to do terrible things to people, but we know who they are and just don't allow it. But this world, it got so crazy, it just shut down. And this, the astrology is like giving people an opportunity to come more into their spirit. And some people are taking it and a lot of people aren't. They're just still perpetuating more of the same. They're not getting it. We're all supposed to be empathic to each other, help everyone in every way we can. And people feel cheated and slighted and taken advantage of, and they deserve a break, and people like to rest on their laurels is what I've always been told it was called, and things that I did yesterday are not going to put me in good standing to the future. You know what I mean? I got to do something every day that is going to put me in good standing in a better position in the future. And that it's just putting out positive vibes, or negative vibes. Today I think I put out more positive vibes than negative vibes, but this morning, man, I woke up crabby. I was not happy when I woke up. Took me a while to freaking ground into my
You were disoriented.
my being. I just was like mad. I just didn't want to do nothing. I wanted to sleep until noon. I wanted to do nothing. But my days are always the same. I don't ever get to not do nothing. That don't happen. If things don't get done, if I don't do it, things don't get done, and I don't like that. You know, if you got time to lean, you got time to clean. All that stuff. You know, but I'm trying to balance between self-care because these energies are no joke, man. These energies, and I'm versed in ascension. I'm versed of like knowing my body and self-awareness, and I'm versed in it. This has been my world since I was a little girl. Oh, okay. I was like, I wasn't seeing the lights. I was only seeing them turn on green and blue, and I wasn't seeing the red and the yellow.
I like the red and yellow.
I like the blue and the green. Are they it's on the setting where they slow up and they slow down and then they speed up, and I don't know, we just always like lights. They're always mellow, and I always have headaches, so it's easier on my head than freaking white light. Tucker doesn't really like one of them. I don't think he likes those, but he sees them less with the TV up there now. So he's feeling these energies too with all this cosmic juice, you know. He's feeling it too. They're all feeling it.
He's sensitive.
Everybody's sensitive. How you feeling, Ma? The Jupiter Saturn conjunct energy. How are you feeling with it?
It's calming.
It's calming for you? You're Sagittarius. Mom has about 5 placements in Sagittarius. Mom's all, oh wow. That's why I was like, when I looked at her chart and I was just like, man, there's nobody that was better fit to be my mom than this woman, because she just can allow things. She can just ignore things and just allow. So when I get freaking hot-headed and ranty and stuff like that, she just tunes me out. You don't pay no attention to me, huh?
Not until you level out.
See? she's done it ever since I was a kid. She used to say, you know, like, because people call them tantrums. And what I would do is I tighten my body up as tight as I possibly could. I just tighten everything up. I'd almost pass out. And what I was doing is that was for the release. I was looking for the release. Is that I knew that in every situation, you know, there's like it's gonna suck. And I always had a lot of earaches and sensitivity to light on my eyes, and I didn't know how to articulate it, and then you go to the doctor and they just want to frickin' shine lights into things that are sensitive to light, and it's just like, then you just don't want to tell people, you know. And I had the worst earaches, and I found later in life, if people do things like, I don't know, keep a pot of water on the stove, that even just like puts moisture in the air. Just, it changes the stagnancy of the energy of something. I don't know, it helps. I found it for me, it helps. So a lot of the stuff that people can do for kids to soothe these ailments, a lot of adults are having these ascension symptoms too.
Same symptoms?
Yeah, a lot of ringing in the ear. Just, you know, because we're ascending from a carbon-based human being to a crystalline-based. And that's where the data is received, in the crystalline. It's like fiber optics, you know? And people are figuring out how energy and data transference really works, and that there's a lot more to osmosis than people have said before, you know? I believe that people pick up like things energetically from where they live and things like that. Like,
From their environment?
yeah, like for instance, I guess in Teos, I found out this is like where a bunch of frontiersmen used to like convene here and meet here and have their frontiersmen games and stuff like that. And I've always been into stuff like that, being a trapper, and because I grew up in Reading, and there was, Ida Adobe, there was a lot of trapper stuff there, a lot of gold rush, a lot of gold mining, a lot of living hard, you know, with the benefits. You work hard and then you get these rewards, and then isn't that weird how such a short amount of time the country has really turned to shit. This whole country has turned to crap. I never paid attention to politics much. I just always looked at it as a reindeer game, and it was always based on who's in charge and how they felt that day. And now there's just this supposedly 342 million people in the United States. I call bullshit, because there's states like, let's see, I've lived in Oregon where there's only 4 million people, and I've lived in California, and I guess there's 38 million people, and in Arizona there's 7, and now I'm in New Mexico and there's only 2. So that's 4 states, some big, some small, and that don't add up. That they just never, the numbers never add up. And so we're going to see the world shift from a bunch of people, unimaginative. These people that run the show, they're not creative. So how they got in the positions of the authority that they vested in themselves, it's beyond me. But in everything there has to be in checks and balances. Where's the mental screening of the people in DC? Where is their test, their performance reviews to make sure that they're capable of doing the job that, the 436 seats of Congress, Senate, they account for $92 million a year. They're talking about giving us poor people freaking $600, for the second time in a year. Think that'll do it? I mean, millionaires. These people are millionaires. They don't got to think about nothing. They just live way beyond their means. Everybody in their family lives way beyond their means. They don't got to care about nothing. And then there's this rest of the percentage of the population that just don't even have their basic needs. People aren't doing Christmas. How many people aren't going to do Christmas? And the people that are, it's like they're just going to do the same shit you did last year. Have the same conversations with the same people. Maybe it's people, depending on if people come more into their spirit. But most people are so divided. They're so divided just by who the reindeer game of politics, that how many people are freaking unfriending and just people aren't even in the same headspace anymore, and they don't care. I don't care. Family members, people have been friends for 30 years. Whatever, it don't matter. It's just sometimes you got to cut the ties. I've done it. I mean, I do people a favor, man. They think I'm such a freaking piece of shit, such a loser, such a freaking lazy ass. They think I have all these opinions out of me, so I just do them a favor. Hey, you don't got to know me no more, man. I am letting them off the hook. So it's just people really got to come into the fact that you got to be good to others, man. You just got to be good to others even when you don't want to. And that's what is going to be. The proof is in the pudding. If people were to see where people's spiritual fitness is, being kind to the scoundrel, being good. You're gonna give that guy a ride that smells like pee, Nah, just give him a 5 or a 10 spot. That'll fix everything. You know what I mean? It's just like, how far people are going to go to connect with other human beings on a heart space level. I guess we'll see in this next year because people are really going to need it, man. But it's close. I mean, there's the timeline. The timeline, we could have heaven on earth. We always can have heaven on earth. People always choose ego. It's so weird. So weird how it ends up. It's out of hand. Like the budget that they spend on their freaking little backgrounds and their awnings and their canopies and stuff like that. That alone is just, it's embarrassing as a nation. People have Zoom fatigue. You gonna go lay down with Benny? Oh, he's gonna go lay down with Benny. Say hi, Ma. You wave. Mom's back there in the dark. She's hanging out. We did watch Midnight Madness today. That was, Mom's like, this is a different movie. It's a different kind of movie. But we got so many DVDs. Apparent social media stunt leads to more than a dozen arrests in Miami. Don't you kids have anything better to do? Cops, I don't know. It just says, you know, Mom, police let themselves go so bad. Police used to be scary. It used to be scary. You outrun a cop, you know? They used to be big and bag and scary. Now they're all, shouldn't have had that extra donut. They're all freaking, get out of your brother's ear. Come here. Most of them. I'd say 90%. Readiness? You know, there's all this in the astrology. They're talking about, like, all this potentials for military conflict. See, because that's the thing, is everybody gets what it puts out. And the people forget Uncle Sam bullied a lot of other countries. And, like, went into other countries and blew up other countries. And, like, did some shit for profits, for money. Huh. The baby bitch Bush boys. You know, and they know all about that. Right? Nothing ever happened. There's no consequence to that. See? But the thing of it is, there's universal law. And God forbid we ever have a situation like Red Dawn. But hey, I've been preparing for years because I always play the game. Well, what if that happened? What if that did happen? What if it was like that? What if we looked up and we saw planes flying over and they weren't freaking USA planes and they freaking dropped bombs and stuff like that? Maybe if some crazy country in another part of the world gets a wrong idea and decides it wants to throw freaking missiles and shit at us. You know, it happened a couple years ago. It was a drill. That's what they always say. They fucking never say anything true. And then they call it national security, which I say is an oxymoron. Dude, you know, and the thing is all people have to do is think, oh, there's a threat in the world. And if there's a threat in the world, they're going to be threatened by everything and anything because they don't got no faith. See, and I'm like, whatever happens, dude, whatever happens, me and Mom will be okay. Huh, Ma?
That's right.
You know, I hope that we always have a place where there's electricity and stuff so Mom doesn't get too cold. But whatever circumstances we come across, you know, you know, God has made it possible for us to stay together. Because that is the biggest request I have, is just they're all the family I got in the whole world. And I've traveled from Oregon to New Mexico to find places just to live to keep them all together. Because powers that be don't allow it. Oh, you can have 2 dogs. I mean, all these contingencies when all somebody has to do is say, yeah, you can live, you know. It's weird. It's so weird. But it's just all power and control. And, you know, that's why I'm like, you know, if somebody's like a freaking small mental midget-minded person, I don't got no chance. They're going to just make me go through the hoops and the ringers, and I'm just going to be at their mercy. You know? Because I'm a strong freaking personality, and tiny beings, they don't like strong personalities. And they want to squish it and put it in its place and just this little bitch stuff because I think about that even when I was getting yelled at. I was getting yelled at the last place I live, and I just sat there and I think I'm just like, I am 46 years old, and I'm freaking getting yelled at, and I can't even yell back. Like I can't get mad back because then she'll just put us on the street, you know. And so I had to keep my composure, and I would just think, you know, if this were different, if the circumstances were different and we met under different circumstances, this conversation would not be have the outcome it was. But people have you over a barrel sometimes, or they put, they think that they're gonna put you and just try it because they feel uncomfortable, so they want to make you uncomfortable. It's weird. I've freaking lived it the last 2 months. I don't understand people that are like that because I don't think that way. Because I don't want to control and manipulate. It's just I just got to keep track of things for mom and 4 dogs, huh? Like, because mom, if I don't keep track of time, a couple hours ago, mom, I look over, mom's gets a little blood sugar. We got hypoglycemia. She's got to eat every couple hours, And depending on the cold, sometimes she's real hungry. She wants to eat more than and sometimes she just, you know, my job is to just make sure that she has variety. Because if she wants, she'll eat the same thing every day. But I like to do a little bit better for you. Give her a little bit more variety. Like, instead of just having scrambled eggs, today we put broccoli and zucchini in it. And then yesterday it was waffles and bacon, or the day before. Just always like try to. Variety is the spice of life. And when it's cold and wintry and we don't get out a lot.
The snow.
Yeah, it's pretty. I don't know if it's supposed to snow more, but I mean, it's melting. It's melting away, Ma. It's going away. It's going away. So.
Do you think it'll snow through the night?
No, I don't think it's supposed to snow anytime soon, honestly. Let's see. So far, it hasn't been that bad. Like, it doesn't feel like it's 2 when I woke up and it said it was 2. Like, right now, it says... Oh, that's Omaha, Nebraska. It's okay, Tuck. Worcester, Massachusetts is a weather. They're going to get weather. So it's 27. Worcester, Massachusetts. But, it was overcast. I didn't see the conjunction thing. I think it's tomorrow. I was trying to do a... Hi, baby. Aw, bud. I was trying to do a stage dress rehearsal. Oh, it's a baby Tuck. But I couldn't because there's cloud coverage. There might be cloud coverage tomorrow. Who knows? The thing is when... Well, I'm not always supposed to see all this stuff. All the configurations and stuff like that. All the...
What's around you?
Yeah. It's not always for me to see. There's a big, huge star constellation that's lining up in the sky tomorrow, Ma.
Oh, really?
But, like, I went out to see it tonight, but it's overcast.
Oh.
So, if you just...
Great.
It might be overcast tomorrow. You never can tell.
Well, maybe
So don't try... I'm not going to get too disappointed.
if
It says snowfall expected Wednesday.
Oh, wow.
According to an inch.
According to an inch?
Yeah, that's not very much,
Well,
Ma.
what is a coating? Just whatever falls?
A light dusting, I guess.
Oh, that's unusual. Coating.
Coating,
Yeah.
light dusting, like a flurry or two, but nothing too deep,
Light.
nothing too
Yeah,
substantial,
light.
nothing too crazy. Cuesta Teos. Cuesta. I hear a lot about Cuesta. I guess Colorado is only about an hour away.
Oh, really?
I thought about loading all the dogs up and driving up to Colorado to see what Colorado is like. So I've never really been to Colorado. I've been to the airport a handful of times. But Colorado, I remember No, it was Parvo, Utah. There was a Starbucks. There was a calendar that came out because I just saw Pueblo. I remember Pueblo, Colorado. Yep. So I'm definitely getting my geography down. That's why I'm like, why do they say there's so many of these people on the planet? Because I've driven all over the United States, and I'm like, the numbers aren't there. The numbers aren't there. See, what they do is they pay themselves for these programs to support these inflated numbers, and then they give themselves these budgets, and then they do other stuff with these budgets, but the numbers don't exist.
It doesn't line up.
It doesn't line up, and the people that really need help, they can't ever get to it because nobody ever answers the phone. Nobody, it's like everybody's working from home, and you still can't get a hold of people. See, I got to go to the DMV soon, and it's like a clusterfuck. It's going to be a total clusterfuck because it's like everything is so small town. It's like, okay, I changed my utilities. I need proof. Can you email me my name with the address of where I live so I can take that to get a P.O. box? So I can get a P.O. box and I can take that and go to the DMV and get a new driver's license and plates for my vehicle. You know? But it's everything is like nobody has no kind of sense of urgency, and there's no kind of, nothing. And then it's just like you just get tossed around. And this person said, oh, you need this and this and this, and I'll take this, and I'll take my passport, and I'll take my birth certificate, and I'll take my 214, all these things that, they say, and I'll take it in, and they'll say, oh, well, but you need this and this. And I'm just like, oh, can I get the other person that's in charge, and maybe they're in a better mood today that they could help me,
That's funny.
But that's just how the world works. People don't. It's so bizarre. I mean, and I just had to help everybody when I was a freaking bitch bus boy. I had to do I was the grunt. I never got to choose and pick. And there's all these grunts, like the mover, the little mover bitch. That was the worst. Croc. I was originally quoted $1,300, and then ended up paying almost $3,000. And for these fucking movers, man, and then they freaking, I don't want to get into it, but the guy was like, I don't want to, it was like 4 inches of snow. He didn't want to drive the big old huge Penske. I'm just like, is this your first fucking move? Is this your first time, dude? The weight of the truck, if empty, the weight with the gas alone, you're not gonna, get the fuck out, how do people, and they're the ones that are making money, the idiots. The fucking idiots that douse themselves in freaking too much cologne. It's unbelievable to me. The morons, they're the ones that get it on that's why I was like, they did it again. Let's see if America's gonna, because this happened back in 2008 with the Obama. Everybody was screwed over in the housing market, freaking took a crap, and that's when I bought a house. Things were good for me. And they handed out the stimulus package, and it's like they bailed out the people that didn't need to be bailed out. They always freaking choose so it's like all these big businesses, they're just closing down. They're taking the money and running. They're not using the money to stay open and do all these, really communal, these wonderful things in their community. No, they're not doing that. They're just taking the buyout. So a lot of people have sold out this year. A lot of people have sold out. See, the people that are really trying to stay open, they're really trying to, put forth their message, their dream, their vision, And then a lot of people just, no, so that's the thing is people are figuring out they haven't needed help. People have come where it's like, oh, they're getting by in life and they haven't needed help. But if you don't know somebody who's just like I know a guy who's going through a hard time because he's had esophageal cancer, and he had all the surgery and has a hard time eating and all this stuff, and he's still staying active, and and joyful and full of life and stuff like that. And it's just like, but he don't got no income no more. But I know he's got a mortgage, So where are the bailouts to help all the people that are in those circumstances, or those of us that like took a life change and became a work from home daughter, because that's gonna start happening more. Yeah. And people, dude, if you love your family, you ain't gonna want to put them in a fucking old communal living, old folks, none of that. Because as you see, people, those aren't good places. They never have been. And if people really were living from their heart, dude, they wouldn't allow their frickin' parents to live in a place like that if they really cared. But hey, they're so busy having their own lives and buying all their own and doing all their own stuff that they can't be bothered, And then it's just the thing is, there's no spirit in that, and people evidently are really coming into their spirit. So I just keep saying, just like, because I've always lived this way. I've lived this way. I've lived as a dreamer, as a fool, as a freaking clown, my whole entire life. I've always lived the way that people are now that they're stepping into, and I'm just like, well, maybe they will. Maybe they won't, because they haven't yet. And I've been on the planet 46 years. And maybe they're gonna. And the astrology says that the potential exists, but people have free will. And you think they're gonna zig and they zag. And they still stay in their ego. And they still serve themselves. And then they still feed that shadow. And then we still get the world that we got. Because more people are doing it. It's just easier to sell out. Just sell your soul. Just go work for Big Pharma or some big business that just is all about profits and nothing about people. How many people are still using Amazon Prime and watching Amazon shit? I haven't for 2 years. I can't stand... But there's alternatives. You can go to Amazon and find the products you want, and then go to the manufacturer and buy directly from the manufacturer, and then fucking skip bozos. But it's so convenient. See, people sell their soul for convenience. It's weird. Are you doing all right, Ma?
Yeah.
Are you back?
Yeah.
I think I've been running my mouth too long again. But I think we're gonna want to watch another movie.
Yeah. Let's do
See if
that.
I can find a Christmas movie. That's the thing is like some people became so notorious in their ego that it like ruins stuff. I'm not gonna let it ruin it. I'm gonna see if I could still like Polar Express. I don't know if I know where it's at. Benny's all zonked. Tucker's zonked. Luna's back in the room by herself. I set the TV up. She just likes to be by herself. Artie's over here in a sweater looking handsome as can be. Artie pants. Huh. Everybody's good, so anybody in the talkie room? Whoa, hi Carl. Yeah, energy is crazy. Change in here. Hi Jason. Hi. You got 3 inches today, Carl. That's why I was like, I got a weather notification by where you live. But, so we'll get a little snowfall window expected Wednesday. But, I think I'm going to venture out and do laundry tomorrow. And then, let's see. I get these job notifications. I think everybody should look at how much these motherfuckers are paying themselves. Software data entry specialist. No, we gotta look for the ones that are freaking California Department of Social Services. How many people do they not help a year? Because how many people I know that, oh my god, this is okay, so research data specialist. Level 1, okay? The California Department of Social Services. Who do you gotta know to get a job there? Nepotism never did me no favor. These motherfuckers pay themselves $5,656 to $7,080 a month. A month!
They pay themselves.
That's what they get paid a month to frickin'... And then it's like they go to work at 9, they roll in at 9:20, get a cup of coffee, walk around the office, say hi to some people, maybe take a phone call, look at your email, open Facebook. So it's like how much... that's the thing, is how much these fuckers... how much work do they actually really do? Because I was in tech support... I had to go clean all the freaking bugs off their fucking computers because they were playing games and shit instead of doing their jobs. You know, so how much... and they pay themselves these... and that's like these bureaucrats. They pay themselves... let's see, $170,000 for Congress. Each one, that's divided by 12.
Yeah.
Is it Congress, House, and Senate? Pay scale... scale for... and they're all lawyers, so they all, you know, have their day jobs where their billable hours are like $1,800 and just for shit. It's all fucking bullshit. Okay, pay scale. 107 senators and House of Representatives get paid $174,000 a year. For what? What do? They pass notes around a table and they never actually accomplish anything. But hey, women, we've been voting for 50 years. But these motherfuckers have been paying them $174,000 a year. But maybe we get 600. You know? Maybe. 174,000 divided by 12. That's $14,500 a fucking month that they pay themselves to do very, very little. And then it's not just, you know, on DC, it's the local government, and it's the city government, and it's all those freaking, the correction officers, and all these fucking guys, these people that their blessings have spoiled them because their readiness is shit. And they've taken all their abundance and they've eaten it and they became gluttons and bought all these properties and bought all this and bought all that. And now they're realizing, oh shit, there's more to life than that. This is fucking insane, dude. That's insane. And I know people that are freaking veterans living on $300 a month. Fuck you, Uncle Sam. You gotta do better, bitch. You know, it's the thing is like, oh, you people still letting your kids sign their life away? And so you could be a proud Navy mom or whatever? Dude, I hope they don't get fucking hurt because when they're done with you, they don't give a shit about you. And we are the guinea pigs. Military, they're the first line. I got the anthrax vax, man. Yeah, my filter is a lot less non-existent since I got that shit. Because you get the same dose as the big guys. And there's like 0.5 milliliters in formaldehyde in each shot. So you're not only getting all the aluminum and bullshit that the big pharma puts in that like pulled out from under their sink and put it in a vial to shoot up all the military members because you don't have a choice. You don't have any say. You get what you get what you get because you're just doing your job. So part of your job is guinea pig. And then this shit, 20 years later, it's like I'm dropping shit at all this time. My endocrine system is I can see the change in my energy field all the time. But at the positive part is I got the ability to telekinesis. I don't know anyone else that can freaking move objects with their mind, but I get it from my mom, So Peace Dealer keeps talking about your superpowers, I don't know if anybody else can do that. But I'm sure that they exist. I just don't know them. Maybe they'll find me. We can have little lighter. I call it my lighter trick, but I see. That's the thing is, I always know what my special abilities are. I always know what my charms are. My positive attributes. My whole life, people have been telling me my negative ones, and I started looking at my positive ones. And maybe the world will catch up and start seeing me how I see myself. Maybe it won't. I don't really care. We're gonna go on and be okay anyway, and live more of a joyful life than freaking in anger and in misery. Cause I spent too many years mad, because I didn't have control about situations. So I just got okay with whatever situation happened, and God kept putting situations in my path that were just crappy, and I'd still find silver linings. And I'd still see the bright side, and I'd still recognize the blessing, the blessing and the lesson. And I thought maybe if I can do this, maybe I can help other people do this stuff too. Cause dude, there's plenty of shit to look at in the world. There's plenty of shit out there. It's gonna get harder to find the good stuff. So more of us got to take upon personal responsibility to be the good stuff. To be the light. So when I go into the grocery store, I still dance around all over the place, just like I did in Oregon, just like I did Arizona that one time. But you can't let the world take away your light. You can't let the world take away your glimmer. You gotta shine. You gotta shimmer. Otherwise, there's gonna be that's how the darkness wins. By taking joy. So, just sometimes I gotta do gratitude list all day long. I'll wake up, do a gratitude list. Sometimes I gotta remind myself that the things that are driving me crazy are the things that I freaking hold the dearest to my heart. Because I don't always want to get up at 5 o'clock and let the dog out if it wants to go out. But I do. You know? So, think big picture. Think big picture, people. Anyway, I think that's about all I got for now. We'll be back on in the morning. God willing, and the creek don't rise. Huh, Ma?
Right.
So about all we got for now. Hope you have a rad